Hello everybody, this is Rob. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited for today's channeling, and it's been a long time since I did a live stream. So here we are. It's a lovely autumn day here in my city, and wow, I'm just feeling so grateful right now and tuning in. Yes, all my love and gratitude to all of you watching, and I hope we have a great time today. You are welcome to ask some questions on the chat so I can do some channeling about them. Of course, all these conversations are public, so you may consider that before asking a personal question. So maybe you can frame your question in a way that also includes others, or it's geared towards like the community at large. And yeah, okay, let's see. So for today, I had some little plans in mind, but my guides might have other things to say. Of course, it could be totally different. And by the way, for those of you who are just tuning in and don't know about me and just found this stream in the corners of the internet, my name is Ro. I am an energy healer, channel, psychic, and spiritual mentor, and I'm super passionate about wellness and healing and creating sanctuary in this world, especially for those of us who are highly sensitives and intuitives and all souls. I believe we are the leaders of this new paradigm. And yeah, we need all those inner resources to keep our spirits optimistic and creative and empowered, of course, to really face this reality and shape it in a way that serves us all and serves nature. Of course, it's so important to take care of our planet. Okay, so first things first, how have you been, my friends, this past months? It's, for some of us, it's been like crazy or intense or full of like surprises or unexpected things popping up. Or maybe you are in this other ground that you feel like things are okay, are kind of like, So let me know how you're feeling. It's totally valid. There is room for everything, you know, and our human existence, regardless of how you're feeling. I invite you to really accept where you are. It's okay to be sad or angry or frustrated with the world and feeling disconnected maybe, or bored or lethargic. It's all right. I feel that's always the way I want to start these streams, that really validating ourselves. We already receive lots of information and input about how wrong we are, how we should be doing this or that, or we far away on the race of life, you know, but that is not helpful at all. What's helpful is to say, today I love and approve of myself. What do you think of that? I love and approve of myself. Yes. So yeah, the state of the world right now. So personally for me, March felt very active in a way. It was like a paradox, because some moments I felt like really creative and productive and really checking all my to-do list and tackling those chores, those dreaded chores that I don't really like to do. You know, sometimes you just don't feel like doing chores at all. Your body just can't move. And yeah, it's like a mix of feeling very energetic and focused, but also needing plenty of rest and just, time for myself. Yes. And really, some of you are going to see the eclipse or are going to be, seeing all those energies there, especially those of you in North America, the United States, Canada. You are on the trajectory. And the eclipse, it's quite meaningful, of course. And it seems that it's going to be very significant, even more than other eclipses before. So it might be a good opportunity for you to reflect on your life, and that both like darkness and light, the balance of opposites, polar opposites, reconciling those extremes maybe, and uncovering hidden truths about yourself, or maybe things you're not really comfortable with, maybe thinking or feeling. All those things are going to come to the surface, because that's truly the way forward. You can't avoid things, you can't ignore things until they solve magically by themselves. Sometimes you really need to get into the nitty-gritty and do the work and really go through it. That's really the way out sometimes, out of messy situations. So yeah, that's an important insight. Oh, hello, Maite, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, how lovely to see you. And thank you for being in yesterday's class too. By the way, for my Patreon community, we have weekly Saturday sessions. We do yoga, energy healing, and we are doing the elemental series, earth, fire, water, and air. So each week we are exploring one of those energies. And yesterday was fire, and it was quite exciting. We practiced, harnessing our energy and the chi, the prana, the life force, and igniting our spirits, releasing what doesn't serve us. It's quite fun. So you're invited to join the Patreon membership if you feel called. And yeah, it's my pleasure. And I've been hosting these weekly sessions since 2020. And yeah, we are a very cozy, lovely group of beautiful souls. And you're invited to join us, of course. And okay, back to the channeling. Let's see here. So I had my little program for today: the state of the world, energy upgrades, expansion of empathy, the power of community, pauses, voids, transitions, and in-betweens, and healing and thriving as a sensitive person, and becoming more balanced and effective in our caring. Those were kind of the themes my guides were priming me with. The class was so cool. I really felt like a firebender. Yes. Yeah. It's a reference to all of you who are Avatar, The Last Airbender lovers and fans. I really love that show. I could talk about it for hours. Oh, hello, Boggy. Thank you for being here. Yay. Okay. So let's tune in and make yourself comfortable. Have some tea or water nearby. It's always good to keep yourself hydrated, even during this distance channelings and transmissions. So I'm getting this insights about unveiling yourself really showing up in your full magnificence and power and strength to the world. And you may feel like a sudden switch in your energy during this month. And especially after the eclipse, I feel like more people are going to just do it, like have this surge of energy that just simply flow with it. You do what you need to do. It's like no coming back, almost like you are a new self or a more upgraded self. And that's what we refer as the energy upgrades, especially for sensitive people and all souls who are on this enlightenment path, so to speak, the path of self-discovery and discovery of your relationship to others as well. And the energy upgrades are happening in those moments where you are in tune with your essence, that you may dismiss those moments. You may not really realize the power of those moments. For example, simply looking at a flower, looking at a vase, at a scenery, at the ocean, those pauses that are so important, where it seems like time expands and your energy expands with it. So the way you really harness the power of these upgrades is when you notice the pauses and the breaths in between moments in your life, experiences. And I invite you to do this exercise for the next days. It's like every time you wake up in the morning, really checking with yourself. What are the first feelings of your day? Are you waking up in a very neutral state, in a very pristine state? Really check those seconds and minutes after you open your eyes. And maybe even before that, because when you are coming back into a waking state, you're still with your eyes closed, maybe curled up behind your pillows and your plushies, or you're just there. So observe yourself in those moments. What emotions arise? What are the first feelings of your day? And it is said that those feelings can really set the mood of all your day. So how the way you're waking up in the morning is also the way you are priming the next times, the next hours of your day. And it would be really helpful for you if you could sneak into those moments a positive affirmation for you. For example, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for this new day. I love myself. Just one loving word towards yourself and the world can really shift your energy completely and make you more responsive to love, creativity, hope, happiness from the outside. All you need to do is request it from the very first moment you wake up and welcome the day. So that's one of the things we suggest for making the most out of these upcoming energy upgrades. The way you start your day is also the way you start new stages of your life. It's always the micro and the macro, as within, so without. And The way you do one thing, the way you do anything, is the way you do everything. So take a look at how you approach different situations in your life. Are you feeling like you're going through life just, in autopilot, or being sloppy in all your efforts, or feeling like just, winging it? And see if you can add a bit of love and intention in all those actions, even if they don't feel really comfortable, or are actions that are automatic or mechanic, like making your bed or cooking something or paying the bills and your taxes, the basic human stuff that it's usually disregarded by many old souls or sensitive people or people with spiritual inclinations, because there is that misconception about a hierarchy of activities where you place the spiritual activities up here and the mundane activities down here, but everything is so important, and the very mundane activities, the very ordinary things, are the most spiritual practices for you. And if you can see every chore and mundane activity with fresh eyes every single time, I assure you, you're going to find so much magic and wonder and perfection. And that's another exercise you could try, as if you are an extraterrestrial being coming to Earth for the first time. So every single action and activity is a big new discovery. There's a big sense of awe and curiosity, and I want to do this, I want to try it again, I want to see what happens. And you can try to see all your mundane chores and errands and responsibilities with those fresh eyes. That's another way of upgrading your energy, of being aligned with your essence, being aligned with the collective energies, flowing with the way of life, the Tao. Another way to receive the energy upgrades that are inherent to you, that basically you really don't need to try. You don't even need to try at all. But it's good to bring your awareness to that. It may make you feel more active and empowered in the creation of your life, of course, and we understand that. And it's good to be conscious about it. It's good to feel like you are taking charge of that part of your life, that spiritual, those spiritual happenings and calibrations, internal calibrations. Coming back to that idea of checking in with yourself in the morning, the primordial state of your being, tapping into that inner calm, inner serenity, that greater consciousness that you are, that is all powerful and all knowing and all loving. And this is a beautiful, beautiful exercise that can really serve everyone, and everyone can practice with full safety. And you can take inspiration from nature around you. The contemplation, simple contemplation. It can be still or in movement. but simply contemplate yourself and your place in your environment. And realize that you are part of this, you are part of this reality. That you are here present. And you are worthy just by existing and being where you are. So this sense of primordial worthiness, primordial okayness, it's so healing. When you tap into it, it's like these waves of healing cascade all over you, through all your energy centers, and help you vibrate in unison with your reality, with your communities, with your loved ones. It's incredible the way all your essences and energies are in constant interaction and communion and communication. So whenever you are focusing on these energetic exercises, these techniques of alignment, you are automatically affecting your environment and creating change around you. And you will see it, your senses are actually becoming sharper and refining themselves. And this is part of this energy operates we are talking about. For many people, their psychic senses are simply expanding. It's the natural way humans are evolving, which makes us connect to this topic of the expansion of empathy. And of course, not only empathy, also telepathy, clairsentience, clairvoyance, claircognizance, all these psychic perceptions, the psychic senses, they might seem separate. We might talk about them separately in order to understand each of them and how they work, their unique properties, and the way they serve you and others. But all the psychic abilities are one unity. It's like your psychic self, it's a sponge or a bubble around you. It is you, basically. You are psychic, you are creative, you are intuitive, you are a channel. And right now, one of the most important senses that you need to love and care is your capacity to feel, your empathy, your clear feeling, your clear sentience, your clear empathy. Because one, it serves you to fall in love with yourself, to forgive yourself, to make room to all your emotions, to all your suppressed feelings, to all your traumas. And from our perspective, we simply see what you call traumas, what you call traumatic experiences. We see them as another constellation in your beautiful sky. These are part of you, and these are beautiful, and you are safe in realizing or in becoming aware of what you need to heal. So your empathy grows bigger and larger to encompass all of you, to encompass all your circumstances, all the things you hate about yourself, maybe the things you dislike about yourself. And as this empathy expands, you begin to do that for others. You begin to see them as innocent beings who are just trying their best. No matter how messy they are, how hurtful they can be to others, to the environment, how harmful can be, or toxic, the way you speak about them sometimes. your empathy grows bigger to encompass all these people around. And here is something important. You are not weak if you are feeling empathetic towards others. You are not weak if you're feeling compassionate towards others. Actually, compassion is a highly refined skill, a highly powerful skill. And you are powerful, of course. And that power makes you compassionate, makes you kind, makes you understand others, where they come from, what they're going through. And of course, this is not an obligation or an imposition for you as an intuitive or a sensitive person or a spiritual person, old soul, however you want to call yourself. It's not an imposition to develop your empathy and forgive others for their wrongdoings or condone negative things and bad things, of course. You don't need to do that at all. You can just live your life and it's okay. But in case you feel called and drawn to be a pillar of compassion for yourself and for others in your life, a pillar of empathy, we say that give that empathy to yourself first. Really make time in your day to be your own caregiver, be your own healer, to be your own counselor, to be your own cheerleader. Make time on your day to do that, just as you make some time to eat, to shower, to work. It's just as important. It doesn't need to be an hour or more. A few minutes of full focus and concentration on your heart, your emotions, your inner child can do wonders for your present self, your past selves, and future selves. And that expansion of empathy can be soft, can be fluffy, can be sparkly and rainbowy and unicorns, but it also can feel very charged, can feel draining, can feel hurtful, maybe like sharp blades into your skin. And we understand this feeling because compassion requires your being. That's why we say, first give yourself that empathy and compassion. Stock up on compassion for you. Fill up all your reserves of love, self-love, compassion. And then you can serve others in their own paths, in their own instabilities, imbalances, insecurities, fears. Of course, it's not your obligation to do this for others. It's not your obligation to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's not your obligation to go out on a limb and try to sacrifice yourself for humanity or for any other cause of importance. But we see this as something beautiful and important to give yourself that caring, that empathy. And you're going to see that you are not alone, so you can give yourself a break sometimes. You can know that other people are doing this with you. There are many people that are highly empathic, that are very, very active in this path of compassion for humanity, animals, nature. And it's all right. You are doing enough. You can never be not doing enough. Because on this higher perspective, you see all things have their place in the symphony of life. So if you feel lacking something, if you feel stuck or not enough, It's okay. Remember, it's okay, and it will pass. Those feelings pass if you let them be. But of course, you can express that disappointment first. That's the way of healing. Expressing those very things you don't want to express sometimes because you feel shameful or fearful, or you feel like expressing those things out loud makes them more real and more challenging and more awful. But you need to speak out. You need to voice those unspeakable things. I feel awful about myself. I hate my life. I hate my boss. Nobody likes me. Everyone hates me. I have no money. I have no resources. I have no home. Say that aloud. Say your biggest fears out loud for yourself, or in a journal, or to a trusted friend. Say those fears out loud and realize that, yeah, they are beliefs, they are thoughts, they are some form of energy that is contracted. It's fearful, and it's okay. That's a way you are trying to protect yourself because you care enough to be afraid of those things. If you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't care about that. You wouldn't care about having fears to protect you. You wouldn't care about feeling worried about your future. If you didn't love yourself, you wouldn't be doing all that. So know that even those fears you hate about your life, even when you're feeling afraid, you are loving yourself. You are always loving yourself, even when you feel you are not. And you're loving others too, even when you feel like you're hating them. But of course, that's another conversation. And there are many dimensions to this. But yeah, that's part of this theme of the expansion of empathy and our understanding of it, your understanding of your place in this dance of life and relationships. And we're going to take a little break here so Ro can breathe and take a sip of water. Oh, okay, I'm coming back from this little light trance. Take a little break here. Okay, let me catch up with the chat. I think I've missed some messages here. I can admit fear the world because the lack of compassion, empathy. Oh, yes, empathy need. Oh, Coral, hello, Coral. Welcome. Yes, that's so true. It's very tough. It's very tough when you have, like, I remember this quote from Hall's Moving Castle. A heart is a heavy burden. And yeah, a heart is a heavy burden. That's what Sophie tells Hall when he takes his heart back. Like, really, it feels like a weight on you sometimes. It's a burden. It's not necessarily bad, but it's a responsibility to be compassionate. It's something we have to learn to live with. We need to learn to live with that those paradoxes about life and humans and ourselves. So I think my guides were talking about that. And it's really interesting to explore and meditate on. Okay, let's see. I have our themes here too. The power community, that's next. The pauses, voice, transitions, and in-betweens, yes. But yeah, the power of empathy, it's a good one, like the expansion of empathy right now that's going on in the world and with us. Okay, let's see what else they have to say. What time is it first? Oh, yeah. Wow, time flies. I really felt like it just had passed like 5 minutes, but it's already almost 40 minutes here. Okay, continuing from where we left it. Empathy is irrevocably connected to community. There can't be empathy without a sense of community and relationships to others. And this is why we say that community is going to be paramount in the next years. Having that social connection, that soul connection to others. And community doesn't require to be like 10 people, 15 people. It can be 2, 3, 4 meaningful people in your life whom you feel safe with. And there is a reciprocity of love, care. And you will find that your own personality has different sub-personalities, and each of these sub-personalities require different forms of care. Let's take, for example, Ro. She has different ways of being. She can be highly humorous and crazy, and she, of course, has friends who really nurture those characteristics in her, are really validating those aspects about her, as well as different more intellectually oriented friends who also help her to fine-tune her wisdom, her teaching and healing work. And in the same way, you are a multidimensional being. There are many qualities about you that need different communities, different relationships in order to thrive. So this is a good time to really take a look at yourself and all the different facets of your being. You can be all of them at the same time. And in that way, you can also connect to different kinds of people. You can experiment with different communities, different groups of friends or acquaintances, and see where you feel more comfortable. And in your culture, you will see, of course, the concept of the one, that you should have one best friend and one lover that fulfills all your dreams, one best friend. But you can have many more. You can have all the people you want in your life. And there are no hierarchies, of course. It's not that having a romantic partner is better than having a friend or a best friend. So we say, feel free to relate to others through playfulness, through presence, to really meet the other person where they are. And this topic of community being paramount in the next years, of course, it has many dimensions to, many ways of understanding it. So please take what resonates with you. But realize that those small relationships you have now, they are nurturing you and you are nurturing them. So please don't minimize the impact you have in the lives of others. Even just a smile of a kind word to a stranger can have big repercussions on their lives. They can even remember you years after that. You can make the person's day, you can make their morning, their week, their month, even their life. One single word of kindness can have that impact. And you will see that the power of community, not only in physical ways, but also astral ways, and a form of the astral world could be the online world too. So take care of your online communities as well. And during your dreams, if you feel inspired to explore these aspects more profoundly, during your dreams, you can also request to connect with the essence of people who could be supportive of your own growth as a person, and you can support them too. There are many relationships that are lived in the astral world, not the online world exactly, but the astral world. Maybe you have imaginary friends that you feel they are just imaginary friends, but they are real. There are people who maybe are imagining you right now, and that is quite exciting and adds another layer of wonder and beauty to your life. So we invite you to also explore those astral relationships. And this is quite common for creative people, for intuitives, for psychics, to have conversations in their mind with people, with, could be spirits, could be some facets of our personalities that you are tuning into. So you can watch those conversations more closely maybe, and see if you want to request more from those relationships or not. Of course, if there are conversations on your mind, or you are receiving some inputs that feel draining or overwhelming to you, you can always place an energetic boundary and it will be okay. So this power of community, this expansion of communities, is all up to you. It's all up to every single human being right now. The way we are evolving this paradigm of existence, the way we are evolving our capacity to love more, to consider more the experiences of people who are totally different from us. You see, we can't really talk about community without empathy, because they are so related. They are one, of course. Through community, you learn empathy. Through empathy, you learn community. Through relationships, you learn community, and through community, you learn relationships. And you realize that you can't do it alone, and you need to rely on others, and it's okay to rely on others for your well-being. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to lean on your friends and your loved ones. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to let others feel vulnerable. And again, this evolution of empathy is going to make people more accepting of the negative, the so-called negative states or emotions or feelings. As an example, children throwing tantrums, which is so normal for them. It's natural. It's part of their emotional maturity and growth, and creating a sense of identity. It's completely okay for children to throw a tantrum. So you will see more parents, more people becoming parents with these inner sensitivities, more compassionate. They're going to be compassionate enough to let their children be what they need to be in that moment without taking it personally. You will see in groups of friends the same thing, more deeper conversations, finding ease in speaking about uncomfortable situations or even traumatic memories, and seeing them for what they are, experiences, energy that doesn't have to hurt you in the present moment. What happened in the past is in the past. It doesn't mean that it's going to repeat itself again. So you're always safe to explore your emotions from the present moment. And becoming okay with your emotions, it's unlocking a new level of your existence and your reality in personal levels and collective levels. You will see the consequences of this playing out in different fields like politics, science, arts. It's all connected, of course, to the individuals. So, if you take out one thing from today's channeling, we invite you to be compassionate towards yourself, to let yourself be who you are at this moment. And back to the children example. You can see yourself as a child, and most of you won't intentionally yell at a child, I hate you, you're bad, you're ugly. You wouldn't do that. So why sometimes you do that to yourself? Treat yourself as if you were a newborn, an innocent baby that only needs to be loved, that only needs to be held. And forget about you were taught by your parents who also suffered, maybe your teachers, your peers, your cultures. Go back to that primordial state of love, that primordial state of consciousness, that it's simply being, it's simply accepting, it's simply contemplating. Speak to yourself kindly. I need another little water break here. How are you feeling, my friends? We have a few other themes to talk about today, but if you have any questions so far, you can ask my guides to channel. Yeah, please leave them in the chat here. I'm really loving the flow of energy today. And yes, it's okay to feel a bit agitated sometimes during these transmissions, or a bit of, so you feel sometimes palpitations when the influx of energy is quite intense, or yeah, just keep yourself hydrated. Yeah, I have this other theme that healing and thriving as a sensitive person and a holistic practitioner. And I think it, in a way, it's been already answered by the previous channeling. But, well, this coming from a personal perspective, healing and thriving as a sensitive person. Again, it's, in a way, it's being very brave, very brave, because this paradigm sometimes doesn't support our sensitivity, and we need to know that from the very beginning, that you're going to encounter sometimes those difficulties that, for example, maybe some people won't understand that you really need longer periods of times, longer periods of rest in order to be productive. Some people will make you feel that you're being lazy or you are behind others. But you need to be completely unwavering. You need to be you need to stand tall on your truth and who you are. And I'm learning so much today. Thank you, my dad. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, it's about being brave. Like, being a sensitive person, you need to be very brave. And yeah, it's courage. It takes a lot of courage, but it kind of gets easier when you find your tribe, your communities, your friends. You support each other, you receive that positive feedback, you receive that kindness, so it gets really easier that way. And then you approach other people who are just maybe a skeptic or are intolerant or are hurtful. You just, thank you next them. Just thank you next them into oblivion. And yeah, you have all the right to really focus on the ones who love you. And yeah, I've received questions from some people about like creating your own business, your online business, and in a way that's very important and exciting. It's a way you can expand your creativity in a way that you feel more in control of. Of course, this is not, again, it's not like all roses and rainbows all day and night. Like having your own means to make an income in this culture, in this paradigm, can be a bit challenging. There are lots of ups and downs and uncertainty sometimes. Periods like you are not like really earning nothing, and you need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with taking those risks for yourself, because you have this super deeper belief in who you are and in what you have to do in this world, what you have to offer. And that's another conversation, but that's been part of my journey as a sensitive person and energy healer. And it's like really discovering who I am and my values and what's really important for me, like my non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are that I need to have slow mornings. My mornings are very sacred for me. My mornings, I do my own energy healing, my yoga or my workouts, and that's my way to start my day. And then I choose what I can do. Like I love having that freedom to choose what I do with my day. Like this is something that's been with me since I can remember, since I was a child almost. That's why I really struggled at school, because it was kind of imposed. And back then I didn't understand why it should be imposed on me like that. So for me, when I do something, it needs to have some meaning, that meaning I need to see it. Like, I'm doing this because I am going to reach this goal, or it serves me in this way, or it can serve others in this way. It needs to be like that. And for example, if it was up to me, I would be all day like channeling and connecting with the spirit world and creating, stories in my mind or writing something. And yeah, that's beautiful and necessary for my well-being, of course. But yeah, then there's also the physical world responsibilities and chores, and coexisting with other people, like your families, your roommates, your children. If some of you here watching has children, I bow to you. Having children is huge. It's a great responsibility, and it's amazing if you're doing that in this world. Yeah. So for those who are healers and channels and spiritual practitioners, it's important that we balance also the physical world responsibilities and find joy in them, find some joy in those things. It's all good, it's all beautiful. And yeah, and I'm very grateful. Like right now I'm feeling like all the feels. I'm feeling very grateful for everyone here watching too, for choosing to be here, for making some time in your day to pay attention to me. This random stranger in the internet, maybe if you are just tuning in the live stream. Hello there, my name is Ro. And yeah, here I share what I love about life and spirituality. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here to share all these things, and in the hopes that it can be inspiring and helpful for you. And that's always my wish with these sharings, that we can help each other feel less alone in this world, less alone in our spiritual musings, in our ideas, in the different perspectives we have about life, about who we are in this world, what is our purpose as human beings or as healers. And it's okay, you are perfect the way you are, for real. Oh, hey, beautiful soul. Hey, Terry. Hello, soul sister. Yeah, very happy today. And we were channeling something about empathy and the importance of empathy in this time and age. And yeah, having that empathy and compassion for ourselves. And I have this other theme that I wanted to talk about, like becoming more balanced and effective in our caring. And again, I think we mentioned that before when we were speaking about the empathy and community. But yeah, becoming effective in your caring. So again, this is like, we are these sponges of energy. If you are an intuitive person or a psychic, you know that you can absorb the energies of your environment. And it's something that it's unconscious for you, unless you have a psychic practice, a psychic way of creating a boundary, a safe space for yourself, so you are not really at the mercy of others and feeling like you are pulled in different directions. You are being like called to different places by people, like really, it could be like you're really being texted or called by others and they are asking you to help them or favors or whatever. But also energetically, whenever you have these thoughts in your mind that you are thinking about someone or many people at once, in a way, it's like you are really tuning into the frequency. You are giving your energy, you are giving them your attention, and that's okay. We do that all the time, and it's beautiful. But you also need to reclaim your energy back to you, to have moments just for yourself, and to restore your reserves, your energy reserves. And yeah, we were talking about that before a bit. Yeah, but it's always this stance of giving and receiving, always being there, and it's okay. We know how to do this. It's like instinctual, but sometimes we doubt ourselves. So yeah, I feel that you need to create your own ways to really say, okay, I need my space, I need some moments of solitude and reflection, and be okay with that. You are not being mean to others, you are not being selfish. It's part of who you are, it's part of your self-care. So that's how we become more effective in our caring. And it's really like, if your car runs out of gas, you can't possibly start it. You can't even think of, that's something we all know. Or if your battery, your cell phone runs out of battery, you can try and, turn it on and do that, but it won't turn it on because it's already drained. And it's the same way for us. We can't push ourselves into again, turning on if we are depleted, if we're completely burnout. So please do not reach the point of burnout. And using this metaphor of your phone's battery, like when you are, okay, 10% of battery, it's already like you are obliterated. So please do not reach that. When you are on your 50% of battery, that's the point where you need to place your boundaries, and say, okay, I need some time for myself. Like imagine that you're 50 or 40% of battery. Do not wait until you're reaching the 10% or, God forbid, 0, because that's when you get sick. That's when you get those chronic illnesses. That's when you really start hating others and blaming others, because that's an instinct. That's something that's a natural response we have when we are stressed, and it's okay. You can hate your spouse, you can hate your best friend if you are feeling like drained. That's, that beautiful way your inner self, your soul tells you, I need some time off. I need to take care of myself. Yeah. You're not being a bad person for hating others. Like, yeah, you just need to cover your basic needs. Very true. Releasing the belief that others are powerless, broken, and need fixing. Yes, that's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, wow. Let's talk about that, sister. Let's talk about that, because I feel that very deeply. And it's very interesting, because in a way, yeah, it's your compassion. When you feel compassion, you feel like people, yeah, they are broken, they are in need of help, they lack this and that. But in a way, you are taking away their own agency to change their lives. You are fixing this belief that they are helpless, right? And you are not serving them by holding that belief. You are not doing them any good. You are taking away their own agency over their lives, their own responsibility over themselves. And people are more powerful than they think they are. People are more, they can change their lives. We all can do that. And yeah, in a way, when we think that people are powerless and broken, in a way, we create a hierarchy again, that we are the one that is healed. We are the one with the answer. We are the one in a better place, and then they are here, down there. But it's not how it is. We all are going through something. We all are experiencing pain and disconnection and suffering. Of course, some of us have maybe a bit more help or resources to recover from those bad experiences. But yeah, we are not broken, we are not powerless. And yes, and this is something I've also learned as an energy healer and practitioner, and is that, yeah, I am not here to fix you. I am not here to hand you a cure, a miracle cure for your ailments. I'm here to simply be a mirror and help you catalyze your own healing, because you can do this, my friend. You can do this. And yeah, that's how it works. I feel like, yeah, true healing comes when you realize that you are your most powerful healer, that no one else can walk on your shoes, that no one else can do that work for you. You can put that work away, you can push it behind for years and years and try to ignore the issues, but they will come back to you, my friend. They always come back to haunt you unless you really, do something about it. But yeah, we're not like machines or watches that are broken in order to be fixed. Yeah. And Terry, are you going to see the eclipse? Is the area like where you live in the path of the eclipse? I am wondering that it could be very exciting if you have a nice clear view of the eclipse. But yeah, it's a powerful time, and you can add your own intention to it. You can do a little ritual for that. But yeah, transformation, transmutation, the death and rebirth. Yeah, that's something really good to meditate on. The eclipse. And yeah, I am here in South America. I don't want to say sadly, but yeah, I'm kind of sad I won't be able to see the eclipse, but I will tune into the energy, of course. And I'm going to watch Eclipse, the Twilight Saga instead. It's tradition, my friends know. Wow. It's so interesting. And I'm not saying expect some technological, maybe patchy internet, or suddenly your light bulbs are not responding, or your appliances are not working. Sometimes that can happen during these times, but yeah, that's something to keep in mind. All right, where we are at, where we're going, you see we're here. Life is gorgeous, my friends. So my plans for next month are, or this month, yeah, we're in April. I want to share more energy healing videos here, and maybe do more live streams, because I'm having this surge of playfulness in me. I've been quite enjoying this video game, Wildflowers. It's so cozy and magical and meditative. I really like it. Before playing that, for those of you who are into gaming, there's this game called Stardew Valley, which is also a farming sim. You can do fishing and chop wood and do those all little activities. It's very pretty too, but I feel like Wildflowers has more beautiful design and 3D characters, and the voice acting is so great, and there are lots of twists and turns, and really great themes about personal discovery, relationships, and some spirituality too, and magic, and I really love that. And yay, I'm playing I already play more than 100 hours. I think that's a record for me, playing some game. Oh wow, yeah, it's incredible. California, oh yes, West Coast, California girl. Yeah, I saw the eclipse is in the middle of the United States. Wow. So this month I may do another live stream too. May I'm going to take a vacation with some friends, and yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah, this month I've been doing a lot of swimming in the mornings. I've been really enjoying being in water and feeling my body there, and the silence when you're underwater. It's amazing. It's just this calm and flow. It's so good. Yeah, that's been helping me, because water is the element of emotions, and whenever if you live close to the ocean, you know that it feels so good to just stare at the ocean, take it in, take its energy, and give it your energy. It's like the ocean loves you back. So it's great to swim, to be near water. Yeah. Oh, well, it's time for me to head off and make some lunch. Oh, just listening to you calms me and relaxes me. Thank you, Bogey. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for being here, my friends. I appreciate you so much. And I hope you enjoyed this stream and channeling. And of course, you know where to find me. You can check out the Discord, or if you feel like you need extra personal help with something, you can book a session with me. And yeah, I will see you soon. I will post next stream schedule. And yeah, thank you. I love you. Have a great Sunday. Take care. Bring your water. Stay safe. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Maite. Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Bogey. Thank you, everyone watching from the future. Thank you, Coral. It's always good to see you here, Coral. Have a great day, and also enjoy your Stardew Valley and your other game with your special Catwoman beast, like with armor. That was cool. Bye, everyone.